Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Welcome everyone, and again in today's conversation on the sacred scripture, and hoping that everyone is in good state, is in good health. And let's start today's conversation. And as I say that I wish everyone is in good health, so it's also a message for everyone that everyone maintains his or her health in a good way. And not only, and when I say health, physical health, emotional health, mental health, everything should remain sound and very in the best way, in the best manner possible. So before starting today's conversation basically on the scripture, I want to tilt your mind towards one important thing in life, and that is getting scared, fear. And whenever we have fear about something, that means there is scarcity of strength and power in particular direction, in particular area or work that we feel feared in. So whenever there is fear, whenever we are getting scared in any area of life and any work that we do, that means we have scarcity of strength in that work, in that area. And what is the way, what is the process to eliminate fear from that area? Is to gain strength and power that is necessary, that is needed to do that work. That's why we see that the sages are here. The sage, while describing the life of Sri Rama, is using an adjective, a quality of Sri Rama, that he is Vijwaraha. He has demolished all sorts of fever from his life. And by Jwara, it is a Sanskrit root which means a disease. So what is the disease of life? One disease that we know physically, mentally, that is known to us, that we call it different types of diseases that are rampant around us. But what is the actual meaning of disease according to the scripture? That whatever makes us unhealthy, it can be a scientific explanation too. So it's the explanation of disease that anything that torments us, anything that cuts us from happiness, and that shuts us off from our happiness, is a disease. So we should always work to obliterate this disease from our life. And what is the way? That we always move forward in gaining strength and power in every areas that we are working in our life. And this is the knowledge, this is the teaching that we could gain from these characters in the scripture. Like whenever it is necessary for them to do any work, they are presenting themselves, they present themselves, they throw themselves, they thrust themselves into doing that work. They never get screwed up, they never get flurried or flustered by whatever is presented in front of them. And that's how we could live this life in a better way. And the one thing that is very necessary is acceptance. Accepting whatever the life is giving to you is very important, because life will never give whatever you want to get from life. This is life God has given you, and now you get everything according to the way the life gives it to you. You can't make choices. The choices of leading our life are very minimal. In a major part, life gives you different types of situations. Life puts in front of you different types of situations that you would have to deal with. And now the choice is yours. How are you going to deal different types of situations in your life? Chaotically or sweetly? So the decision is on you. The situations will appear, they'll never evade away. You cannot circumvent yourself from any situation that arises in front of you. The only way is to accept the situation, and you don't have any other way rather than accepting any sort of situation, whatever way it is, whether it is opposing your belief, your happiness, or whether it is parallel to your beliefs, to your happiness. Okay, whether it is opposing your happiness or it is supporting your happiness, whatever way the situations are, you'd have to accept them, and accepting them freely in a well manner is the best form of human life. Because look, circumstances will arise in your life, and the thing that matters is how you accept the circumstance. Okay, like we could ascertain from the scripture that the condition that Sri Rama has gotten in his life, the conditions that Sri Rama is moving through, are always devastating, are always horrifying. Okay, but he always accepts those things, those conditions, those difficulties, as we could view them, as a chance to uplift his life, to give a message to the people of the world that no one's life would be the way he wants it to be. Everyone's life moves through the path of obstacles and through the path of happiness as well. So all these things, these two things, happiness and unhappiness, are the two banks of a river that is called life. And life will always move between these two banks. If these two banks are removed from life, then there is no existence of a river without bank. If either way is removed, if either bank is removed, like you tell, I don't want any unhappiness in my life, and remove that bank from the river doesn't exist. Its water will flow away, and there will be no river anywhere. So for a river to exist, it requires to have two banks, and the two banks of life are happiness and unhappiness, whatever we say them, different types of situations that appear in life. And the river water always moves through them. Whenever it overflows, flood appears in society, devastating lives of millions of people. The same way, when we get flustered, when we get spooked by whatever situations arise in front of us, then we not only devastate our lives, but we knowingly, unwittingly, inadvertently affect the lives of many people that are directly or indirectly connected with us. So it's our duty, it's our responsibility that we bear. We take everything as a chance to uplift our lives, because running away is not an option. You cannot run away. God has given you this life to live, not to run, not to fly away, not to breathe away from it, from the situation that appear in front of you. So these characters that are discussed in the scriptures, they're never running away from the situations. Rather, they are accepting every situation that appears in front of them, and every situation, every way they live their lives presents an example in front of us. Like, take any character from the scripture. He or she is an embodiment of living a good life, of austerity, of penance, of leading the life in the best way possible. So that's why the scriptures these characters are narrated in the scripture. And we are so much grateful to these scriptures, to these characters, that we learn every day good messages from them. And as I was telling, that our main work in life should be to overcome this bonding, this entangle, this shroud that we have made on ourselves, that we would always accept happiness, and we don't want any unhappiness in our life, because this is not the way the life works. The main purpose of life is neither luxuriating in happiness or falling ill in unhappiness. Life is beyond that. The main purpose of life is beyond happiness and unhappiness. The main purpose of life is, it cannot be explained in words. What is the real purpose of life? What the real purpose of life is? Only when we go and meditate for some moment do we understand that what is the reality of life. And to do it, it requires silence of heart. And silence of heart can only be obtained by doing good work from outside. The more you are serving this community, the more you are helping people, the more you are loving people, you are showering your affections on people, your brotherhood, your oneness, or coexistence in this community, the more peaceful, the more joyful, and more calm you'd be in your heart. And the more calm, more joyful, more peaceful your heart is, the better picture it'd be able to see of who you are. Whenever we close our eyes for meditating, we always see darkness. And many people would say that we just obtain darkness in us. There is no way that we could see anything else while closing our eyes. This is the different types of layers that we have laid in our lives through different types of bad works that we cannot see our true selves. To cut through them, it requires incessant times of meditation. You go on meditating and leading a good life. One day, you'd be able to cut through all this darkness that are in you, that is in you. And one day, when the sun arises, then there is no darkness. That is the culmination of yoga. That is the culmination of spiritual life. So spirituality not means to run away from the community, and what we did is we constrained the vast meaning of spirituality. What we did that we constrained the vast meaning of yoga. We constrained the vast meaning of what the purpose of life is. This is not at all the purpose of life that we feel we are doing and we are leading our lives through. The real purpose of life is to know who you are, where you came from, and what the real purpose of your life is. And once you know that, then whatever you do, become an example in this world, because a better person can never commit any bad work. It's the most easy way to understand the truth of life. Look, we call ourselves the best creation. Why? Because our Creator is the best. The one who has created us is void, is free from all types of follies, all types of deficiencies. So how could the Creator create any sort of creation having deficiencies in it? So we don't have any sort of deficiency in us, and because our Creator is great. And when we free ourselves from the tangles, from the chains, from the irons of our bad works, when we free ourselves from that, we become the good people. And then whatever work we do, becoming a good person, that work becomes a good work. This is the way to make this place, make this earth a better place, that we every day, every person is saying that I want to contribute something for this nature. Because when you go away from this nature, from this earth, and to another world, then only thing that is remembered on behalf of you is your work. You'd not live forever on this earth. Your physical appearance, your physical body is not going to live forever. Most probably, it'll end after 100 years. So what is the thing that keeps you alive even after you're dead? Your work. And believe it, the two types of work make people alive. Their bad works and their good works. Here we see Sri Rama is always remembered for his good work, for his great works. And Ravana is always, he has gained an infamy for his bad works. So what type of work are you going to choose in your life depends on you. So we have complete freedom to choose the path we want to lead our life through. See how much freedom we have gotten for ourselves. No animal, no creature on this earth have gotten that freedom to live the life he wants or anything wants. We as a human being have got this freedom from the God to choose any sort of life we want. We could raise ourselves that even gods would start praying to us, as we were studying in a previous conversation, that all the gods are praying in front of Sri Rama, that he has demolished all sorts of demonic creatures and demonic activities that were going on earth. So you could raise yourself to such an extent that every particle of this nature praises you, prays in front of you, or you could fail yourself so much that all the time, whenever anyone remembers or recalls your name, he feels bad about you, about your work. So the choice is in our hands. How are we going to lead our life? And this is the meaning, this is the this is the utility of reading, of studying anything good in your life, of studying, the scriptures in our life, that we always start aligning our lives the way these great people lived. And one more thing, that when we are living this life, I am suggesting, I am advising you to live good life, to live better life. And this oath to live a good life should not be accelerated by the thought that I want to confound people. I want to make people understand. I want to show people how much good I am, how much good life I'm living. No, appreciation of people should not be our work. That how much people are appreciating us, it should not be what we want. Instead, our aim should be how much greater life, how much peaceful life, and how much spiritually uplifted life am I living. And when we do so, we indeed become an example in this community, and most importantly, we start helping ourselves, because whatever we do in this universe, it's gonna affect our lives, most certainly, and most importantly, it affects this entire universe. Like, if you are given a task of cleaning your house, and you start, every member's job is divided, and he is given work of cleaning different rooms in the house, and you also got some work to clean some room, and you clean that room. So you clean one room, and likewise, as you did, every person has cleaned their rooms or given rooms in the house. So collectively, the whole house becomes a clean house. So whenever anyone says that this house is cleaned by the members of people, you also get your part. People also appreciate the part you played in cleaning the house, because you cleaned one room of the house. Cleaning of one room contributed in cleaning the entire house. So you are the same way. You are also an element, a component of this nature, of this universe. And when you are building your own life, that means you're building a component of this universe. Or if you are spoiling your own life, that means you are spoiling a component of this nature, of this universe. So this journey starts from you. The most nearest, the nearest part of this universe that you have is your body. So start acting on your body. And when you start acting on your body, when you start improving your entire self, whether it is physical or emotional or spiritual, then when you become an uplifted person, the universe is uplifted by some percent. So this is your contribution. And after uplifting yourself, when you are working in this community, then you make better change in this community by your aura, by your good life. So this is how these people did in their lives. The first work of a person is he pays attention on his own life. And after his life is uplifted, then eventually everyone's life that is connected with his life will be uplifted. And these people, these characters that are narrated in the scripture are the best example of that life. And so, as I was saying, that our life, the purpose of our life is not to show people how much uplifted or how much spiritual you are. And believe me, the person who shows off is never a real spiritual person. He is just an impersonator. He is a masquerader. A true person, the person who is really working on himself will never talk much. He'll always believe in working on himself and always uplifting himself. He'll never be talkative. He'd always be working on his life, simply working on his life in a complete silent manner. And whatever way it is, and as I say, to uplift your life, the mediums can be different. You can choose different types of mediums to uplift your life. Some person chooses, you can choose any type of medium to uplift your life in any way. And just start working for your life. Just start working in your life with whatever resources you have. And some people say that when I have plenty of this resource in me, then I'd start working in my life towards some direction. This thought process is not good. Start today. That day would never come when you have plenty of resources, when you have replete number of resources that you start doing some work. God has given you some resource to start on any path you want. So start on the path, on the chosen path with whatever resources you have. And once you make your journey, once you start moving forward on the path of whatever work you choose, then ultimately, eventually, you start gaining different types of resources that you want, that you think are necessary to move on a particular path. All these people did the same way. And this is how the process of life goes on. And when we understand this, nothing moves away from our life. No good thing moves away from our life. But it always comes to us. And so it's our work, it's our responsibility that we start today, right at this moment, we take some initiatives. We take some oath that today onwards, I'll move on this path and I'll always put my heart, my feeling, my emotion in that work, and I will achieve contentment and pleasure of heart from that work. So today we end our class here, we end our conversation here, and the next conversation will move on with some more, with another good thought. Thank you.